Hi there, my name is Aaron Short. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is Monday again, can you believe it? And it's good to be here today. I just got finished filming an episode or a video with Jim, and I'll be editing that tonight and putting it up later on. So I know I didn't give any warning today. I was busy doing that. I apologize. I didn't schedule the stream. But it's good. We're just going to have a casual one today. I was really happy to go live with the Noel Gallagher 355 the other day. I really enjoyed that. And thanks for joining me. That was really fun. I'm just checking everything is set right here, my levels and everything. Yes, yep. Okay, let's bring this closer. That's better. All right, so yeah, if you've got any questions, if there's any, I don't know, any topics, today is just a free-for-all. I actually had some ideas for things to discuss or show today. But to be honest with you, I'm kind of like at the moment I'm selling stuff. So what I might do is tell you what I'm selling today, but this isn't to sell you things, but just for a discussion. I might tell you what I'm going to be selling this week. Tonight I'll be listing a lot of pedals for sale. I might tell you why I'm doing that as well. It might be useful. I can see that I need to get a haircut, so don't worry about telling me that. I see that already. And if there's anything in particular you want to talk about, then just let me know in the chat. Any questions or anything, let me know in the chat. Perhaps we can check out some guitars as well. And oh, we have someone here that has the 355. This is awesome. This is really, really cool. Okay, so let me just jump ahead to this. This is exciting here. So first of all, who are you? And tell me about the 355. Would you tell me where you're based, or don't give away anything personal or whatever, but where are you based? Why did you buy it? I'd like to know why you bought it, what you think about it. That would be really, really great. So please let me know in the chat. I want to talk about that guitar today because it's been a hot topic on my channel this week. Obviously, the most expensive guitar I ever bought. So you're in Germany now. Yeah, so tell me about it then. Okay, tell me everything. Tell me, when did you hear about it? When were you aware it was available? How did you order it? When did it arrive? Were you blown away? Are you blown away by it? Anything you would change about it? Did you buy it to collect it? Did you buy it to resell it? Whatever. Just tell me anything about the guitar you like. That'd be great. I would really appreciate that, and I guess we'll steer towards that today. That's why I like the live streams. You never know what's going to happen next. So I did a video with Jim earlier from Audio Mo Music. We're talking about relics because that guitar is so heavily relicked. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to post that later. We've done it already. I'm going to edit it and post it later. I found it really interesting. I think you'll like it, and it'll be on both our channels hopefully. So yeah, we'll do that. Let's focus on the Noel Gallagher then, because it is kind of a hot topic right now. So that's cool. And then any other questions you want to ask, just put them in the chat. So Chaz is here. Good to see you again. I see you've been on holiday and vacation, so that's really cool. Hope you had a good time. Rosanna's here. Says hi, Aaron. Aaron, you mean Aaron, right? I met some people from London at my gig last Tuesday. That was nice. We were talking about the UK. In case you don't know, I live in America now, so it was nice to hang out with some Brits for a few hours. I didn't know them, but I knew them by the end of the gig. Hi everyone in the chat. Happy Monday. Yeah, you too. Staley, I enjoyed your video yesterday too. I love checking out your videos as well. That was really great. And your guitar sounds really good. Is that a D18? I am not a big fan of the D18, as you know. I'm kind of on the fence. I like the D18. It's okay. I'm not. I'm kind of in the middle. If I had one here, I wouldn't be upset. So, you know what I mean. I had one briefly. I gravitate more towards the rosewood, but I have to say that the guitar in your video sounded excellent. I was a little bit envious of that guitar. So tell us about that if you want to in the chat. And yeah, we're going to talk about this 355 a bit because we've got someone here that bought one and they only made 200 of the 355s. 200, that's all they made. So for that reason, it's really interesting that someone is here that has one as well. I'm just looking to see if I got a picture here I can throw up on the screen. So, well, this is it. Let me just put this up here. This is the guitar. This is from my unboxing video, in case you didn't know. I'm going to move that over. I'm going to leave that up so we can see it together. There we go. That's my guitar right there. What could compare with the Noel Gallagher? So, okay, here's some thoughts then. I'll tell you the full story now. I haven't really said this so far because I didn't want to get anyone in trouble, including myself. So, remember the summer NAMM that happened? It happened like, was not last summer. God, the time's flown. Not the summer just went. The one before, they did the Nashville NAMM as the NAMM show, and it was really small. Well, I just gotten the J150 Noel Gallagher. I just got it. And I went to we went to the Gibson Garage and we had a great time there. That's an incredible place. If you're in Nashville, the Gibson Garage is out of this world. It's so cool. And I got a tour, or again, we got a tour with JC, the head of Gibson, right? The CEO, the CEO. Forgive me, I'm all over the place today. The CEO of Gibson gave us a tour. And he happened to say, I think it was him or one of the people working there happened to say that they're working on something, and it kind of implied maybe that there was another guitar coming. And I also heard around that time, if I'm not mistaken, that on a podcast or something that there was another guitar, maybe this style of guitar. So it was in my mind, and I'd already told my rep at Sweetwater that if it does exist, that I want one, basically, because I knew it would be limited edition. And they didn't even know about it back then. So nothing was done at that point. So then what happened was, eventually, they told me that, yes, okay, we've heard there is something coming. Do you still want it? And they put me down. I think then they put the price down for 5,000 or 7 or something. Or they just put a price down to lock me into an order because the product wasn't even there yet. And then, excuse me, they're doing construction next door again. Excuse me. And the planes are flying too. New York. So anyway, then it became real, and then of course the price was actually 10, so they adjusted it. I didn't get it for that price, unfortunately. And then it was all wheels are in motion. I also heard a rumor about the Riviera version as well. I heard that rumor too. So if you don't know about it, there's the Riviera, the $800 version, $900, and then there was this limited to 200 pieces, $10,000 one, right? So they did both for two budgets. So yeah, so I kind of heard things. So I was like, put me down, and I didn't say anything in case I was wrong. I didn't want to give out wrong information. I'd only heard rumors, but I just wanted to make sure that I got one if it was a real thing. And yeah, sure enough, I was lucky. I managed to get one. So that's really cool. So that's how I heard about it. And yeah, I do love it. You know, sometimes with guitars, I don't want to unbox them and talk about them straight away in case I don't like it. You know, most of the time I open a guitar, I'm not really that blown away. When you spend a lot of money on a guitar, my first reaction sometimes is, what's wrong with it? Do I like it? I'm not usually really happy with the guitar. I look for the negatives when I've spent a lot of money. But with this guitar, there are some negatives. It's very heavy, and the back of the neck is very unfinished from the aging. But it's just a cool guitar, and it sounds great, and that's all that really matters. And I think that'll be a keeper for me for life, because I've wanted a guitar like this for a long time. And you said what can compared to it? Well, you could go on to Sweetwater and buy a similar guitar. In fact, let's do that right now. Let's look up 355s that are alternatives to this if you didn't get one of these. By the way, I think I just saw that Rudy's in Soho in New York have one. They just got one. I'm not sure if they still have it. But if we jump over here to the desktop, I mean, check this out. Look, you could buy one of these. This is basically the same guitar, isn't it? And the price is basically the same, because obviously Noel Gallagher has a price attached to this guitar as well for his involvement, for his name, right? So this is not as aged. The buttons at the controls are not as aged there. And the back of the neck, I'm sure, isn't as aged as mine. In fact, I bet it's not aged at all. Let's see here. Yeah, they're renovating next door. I just hope my new neighbours are kind with my music. So look, the neck is perfect, but I might not like that. It looks like it might be a little bit sticky. I don't know. But this is basically it. So you could buy this guitar. Okay, so that would compare to it. And also, when I heard that I was getting the guitar, I thought to myself, why don't I just get a 335? So a 335 is a couple of models down. And the thing with the 335 is it's more than half the cost. And look, they have one here, and I saw this one at the time as well. Okay, different guitar, but half the price, and also under £8. So this fixes those issues I had with the one, the Noel Gallagher. It's half the weight. It's half the price, and it's a lot less weight. So I thought to myself, why not save that money and get one of these and then gig it and make it my own? So I did consider that. I would say that it might be a better option for a lot of people. But I just wanted to get the Noel Gallagher because it's limited. All right. But if you're considering one now, I might go this way. I might get one of these, get the lightest one possible. Maybe you can get one even lighter than that. Maybe you can get a little bit of a discount on it and get something like this for, say, 35, and then you've got a really great guitar to gig with. So I almost did that, and I thought, you know what? I've let so many limited editions get slipped through my fingers over the years. I want to get this one. I want to own the Noel Gallagher, and I got it. So no regrets. No regrets there. So that's great. You got one of the 5 in Germany. Wow. Yeah, they made 200 of them. I'm not sure how many Noel got. I've been out of town. How do you like the new guitar? So I haven't played it that much. I did the live stream and I've been gigging. So I haven't actually sat and played it again. But from that live stream, I'm really, really, really happy with it. Yeah. So you saw the video in April, May when it came out. Yeah, they did a teaser video. So that's when most people put the pre-orders in, I guess. Yeah. Hi, Kelsey. Love you too. Aaron, she knows. She's family. She knows how to say my name. Thank you. I was just kidding, Roseanne. I was just teasing you because everyone says my name wrong. I was just teasing. Everyone says, no, actually they don't. They don't lately. They used to say Aaron a lot, but not so much anymore. Started ringing up dealers in Germany in June, all gone. Wow. Was lucky to get my absolute dream guitar from Max Guitars in Netherlands. So they'd already sold out by June? Well, that's crazy. And they'd only just been like a teaser trailer on Instagram. Oh, Staley's guitar is a Sinker mahogany custom shop. Okay, maybe that explains why it sounded so good then. Yeah, it does. Yeah, well, this sounds great, you know. I tried a D35. I didn't really like the one that I tried briefly. I didn't like it at all. It was very close sounding. I didn't like that guitar. I didn't have that very long. But that custom D18 sounds great. Oh, and you got the J150 as well. Excellent. That's a great. So you still got that one too? Needed to get the 355 as well. So I'm glad you're here today. You feel my pain. You feel my pain because we got the J150 and the 355, right? Blown away by the look, the sound, and the smell. Yeah, doesn't the case and everything smells incredible. The sound is incredible. I should ask. I don't want to ask you this question because it's going to make me upset. But does the back of your neck have a ding in it? Because mine has the paint wear and a slight ding as well. Now, in fact, don't tell me because you're going to tell me that it doesn't. But it's fine, whatever. It's fine. That guitar is so heavily relicked, it doesn't really matter. And on the video that I'm posting tonight with Jim, I show it on camera quite a lot, so you'll see that tonight. We talk about relicking and if we like it or not. That's really cool. Yeah, the J150 is great. You see, the same thing, I can say the same thing about that, but in the opposite direction. With the J150, you may have been better off, or I may have been better off buying a J200. I played a J200 in Nashville and I loved it. So maybe if you're sensible, unlike we are, you would get a J200 and a 335 and get good ones, like a 335 that's light and a J200 that sounds really good. And for like a third of the price or even a quarter of the price, you could have those two guitars and some things about them you may prefer. So you really are paying for the whole Noel Gallagher signature thing. But the reason that I like these Noel Gallagher signatures so much is that they don't actually have his signature on them at all. Well, at least the 355 doesn't. What they've done is they've taken his guitar and they've recreated his guitar. So you know that the guitar you're playing is his. Unlike the John Mayer signature Fender, where from all the research I've been doing on that guitar, he didn't really play it. John Mayer owned a Stevie Ray Vaughan Strat and changed the pickguard. So my thought there was, why not look for an old Stevie Ray Vaughan Strat and change the pickguard? That will get you very close to what John Mayer had for many years. The actual signature they released of his, which is a great guitar, by the way, but he never, the funny thing is, he never actually played it on stage. So, and tell me as well, do you have any other Noel Gallagher signature guitars? Because I've got a few things coming up to talk about in regards to his other guitars. So let me know if you've got any of the other ones. Noel Gallagher has had so many guitars. I think Noel Gallagher's had more guitars than I have. But then again, he's a millionaire rock star, and I'm just a pub singer, right? So I don't know. I kid. James. Yes, I'm actually playing again. I'm not playing near James this weekend. I'm playing another half an hour away further from him at a store opening, Kelsey. So maybe I'll let him know, but it might be too far for him to come. I think it might be another hour from him to come and see me perform. But I'm looking forward to that. You know what else I did yesterday? I put 11s on the acoustic. They feel so soft and floppy. I don't know if I like it, but I'm going to try it this week and see how it goes. So Ryan said, my D42 Modern Deluxe came in a week and a half ago. It plays wonderfully. I wish I could let you borrow mine for review. Well, Ryan, you know, if you want to. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't want to risk that. The D42 Modern Deluxe is quite the instrument. Let me show people on the screen in case we're watching and don't know what we're talking about. Whoa, yes, that's amazing. I once had the, well, I once played. I think that actually came up here damaged, and I had to return it. But the sound was excellent. I once had here a D42 standard series, and you know I do think the 42s sound better than the 28s a lot of the time. Not every time, but a lot of the time. That one sounded really good. Of course, all guitars are different, but this is a new guitar, isn't it? The D42 Modern Deluxe. It looks absolutely stunning. This is not your guitar, but this is a guitar. And it seems now we have to go up to the 40 series to get the black ebony fingerboard. If you go to a 20 series, you get the streaked. And you know, more and more guitars are streaked ebony now. I keep seeing more and more all the time. Even PRS and boutique guitars, they're all getting streaked ebony. But with Martin, if you want the black fingerboard, you have to go to the 40 series or the custom shop, it seems. Let's see if they've got any regular D28s in stock right now. Oh, they do. You see what I'm talking about? Look at that. I still haven't decided if I like it or not. I still don't think that I do. Yes, it's unique. Yes, it's individual. People say the same thing about Bear Claw. For me, if Bear Claw is all over the guitar top, I like it. If it's one patch, I don't like it. With the streaked ebony, if it has a certain pattern to it, I like it. If it's like this, I don't really like it so much. But, you know, your mileage may vary, as they say. And then a thought I had the other day is if I find one here, or if we find one here that isn't streaked, does that mean... Okay, look, take this for example, right? Does that mean they've used a perfectly dark piece of ebony on this guitar? If so, buy this guitar now, because all the other ones are streaked. It's very rare that you see one now like this from a current production run. So does that mean... It doesn't. They can't have stained that. Why would they stain that and not the others? So does that mean that this one is a uniform piece? And if so, if you're not into streaked ebony, you want to jump on something like this right now, because all the others that you see here, look, they're all streaked. Like this one. I'll just show you. So there's something I've been thinking about this week. I know I keep talking about this all the time. Do you like it? Do you not? If I had to choose between these two, I would get the one that's not streaked, and it's really rare to see one that's not streaked now. So if you like the one that's not streaked, my tip to you is to get one, and that probably means that it's a uniform piece, which is nice. Otherwise, you've got to go up to the 40 series to get that look. Yeah, you know, my history with the modern deluxes, I got one as soon as they released them years ago, and the one that I got had a truss rod that rattled, so that didn't stay around either. I'm like a sniffer dog with guitars. I'm very good at finding problems. All right, you should know that. But the truss rod rattled, so that didn't stick around very long. And I did review the D18 Modern Deluxe over the lockdown, but I don't know. I'm the neck or something about the modern. For me, I think I prefer the standard or the authentic. I mean, because Martin, they're interesting now. They have the authentics, like the recreations of the old guitars that I have. Then they have the standard series, which is just like, you know, for everybody kind of thing. And then they have the modern deluxe. Now it's good that they do this. They offer something for everybody. And also, I always say this: it's what you get used to. So if you're used to playing a standard series Martin, and then you play one of the other series, you might think for a second, I don't like it. You have to spend time with it. You have to really play a neck of a guitar for a while. Sometimes it just works for you. Like this Gibson, it just worked for me out of the box. I'm like, this is great because it's quite a thin neck. But then some necks are too thin or too fat, or they get too fat up the neck, or different things. It's very, very personal decision, that kind of stuff. And in fact, Ryan, why don't you make a little review for a few minutes and send it to me, and I'll play it on the channel? That could be nice too. You could just use your phone and just, you know, get some decent lighting in there and just like show the guitar and tell us what you like about it, anything you'd change about it, and give us a review. That'd be nice if you want to. Brand logo, Noel Gallagher, 1960 ES355. Yes, the funny thing with that guitar is that the tax on that guitar will pay for the Epiphone version. Have you seen the Epiphone version? The Riviera. The Riviera is $900, and the tax on that guitar is about $900. These all sold out straight away as well. I don't think these are limited, but I think they won't. I think they'll just make them as long as they're in demand, you know? So look, you might say, well, I can get a brand new one with no aging on it for under $1,000. So why would I buy that one for $10,000? It's all beaten up. Just being facetious and kind of bleeding into tonight's discussion with Jim that I'll be posting later. I might tell a story. Something happened yesterday that is really, really funny that I'm going to put into a video. But since I'm in a generous mood today, I might give you a preview. I might give you a little sneak preview because, you know, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Guitars of Noel Gallagher video. And I'm going to show these two guitars that I have here and put some others on the screen as well and talk about how Noel got me into guitar. For example, one of the first guitars that I ever had is this one. I got this when I was 16-ish because I wanted to be an Oasis, and it's very similar to that Riviera that I just showed you. This is the Riviera. It's not the same, but to me, that's the closest I could get at that time. I didn't know how to look for guitars online. I mean, there wasn't much internet back then anyway. And I didn't know how to, I didn't know what it was. You know, I just wanted that kind of guitar. And it is very similar if you look at it. It's very similar, but it's not the same. So I don't have this anymore. I sold this when I moved here to America, but this was the guitar that kind of started it all for me. So I have to say the new Epiphone is, from my memory, it's comparable. It's a great guitar. And of course, the 355 is something else. But I'm going to put this into a video soon. I'm going to show. I'll probably do lots. I'll probably review that guitar, but I'm going to do a video, the guitars of Noel Gallagher. I'm going to talk about this, how it got me, how Oasis got me into music, and why I bought one of these. I'm going to talk about the release of the 355, the J150, and the Riviera as well. And then the story I'm going to tell. I don't know. Should I tell you now? Do you want a spoiler now, or do you want to wait for the video? Let me know in the chat. I'll let you decide. I'll let you decide if you want to hear it now or if you want to be surprised in the video. Let me know in the chat. I'll take a vote. All right, so expensive. Yeah, well, that's the thing now, though, isn't it? my Noel Gallagher was expensive. The D42 Mon Deluxe looks like that was expensive. I'm sure your D18 Custom was on the expensive, whatever that means, expensive. It seems to me that the price of guitars now has just gone like this. So it's almost like now when I see a $5,000 guitar, I don't think anymore that's expensive. I mean, it is, but I don't think that anymore because all the prices have just gone up, right? So, but you can still find some good deals, especially like on Reverb. You see guitars where people have bought them, haven't played them, and sell them for a really good price. And I've done that myself in the past as well. So look out for those all the time. I'm always looking for that stuff all the time. It's fun. So mine is about just over £9, because it's got the Bigsby on there as well. So it is heavier. And then the price is $10,000 because it's limited edition. It's only 200 made. So that's why I was saying, excuse me. That's why I was saying it might be better for the 335. That's lighter, a lot cheaper, and available. Not to put water on our fire here, my friend. I'm just putting that out. I'm just trying to be balanced with what I'm saying here. I love the guitar. I'll probably never get rid of it unless I have to. It sounds unreal. You plug it in, crank up the amp, and it just sounds like no. Yeah, it does. Did you see the live stream I did? There's a little bit of crackling from the audio interface on that live stream, but the actual tones coming from the Kemper, I was blown away. I'm probably going to sell one of the amps in here because I'm so happy with the Kemper now. So yeah, I'm just going to put it out there. If you are in the USA and you're looking for anything right now, I'm going to be selling. I've already sold a bunch of guitars. I'm going to have some more guitars I'm selling. I'm going to be selling a lot of guitar pedals coming up this week. And I'm also probably going to sell an amp, my smaller Mesa amp this week as well. So if you were interested, do reach out. Say hi at aaronshortmusic.com. Say hi at aaronshortmusic.com. Just because, why not? If you're looking for something, I have it, and I can sell it to you, and you trust me because you know me from the channel. That'd be great. I will later on, if I got time, show you some things that I am selling because it might be interesting to people. Yeah, it's one of the best looking guitars I've ever seen, I have to say. Now, this is an interesting point. I've been talking about this week. I bought the guitar myself as a collector, as a fan, and as a YouTuber. But I've been thinking this week, I like it so much, maybe I will just gig it. Maybe it's time to sell off some of my guitars and just think, well, if I got a gig next week in a band, I'll take the 355. Why have such an amazing instrument and keep it locked up at home, especially when it's all Relic anyway? Of course, if it gets stolen, that would be terrible. Maybe I should look into, really good insurance and stuff like that for my gigs. I do have some, but probably not enough to cover that at the moment. I don't know. It's a topic for another day. Do we gig our instruments or do we baby them? But I've been seriously considering, let's make that one of my stage guitars. Maybe that a really good Tele, a really good Fender, Strat, whatever it is. And then maybe that should be it. Why not? Why not have a few high quality instruments that I use all the time rather than keeping them locked away and then one day, I'm not here anymore and they get sold for pennies. I don't know. Staley wants a 335 PRS hollow body thin line Tele. I was looking at thin line Teles the other day. What I was actually looking at the other day is I just learned about them. I'm really not up to date with some of the guitar stuff. I was looking at the Telecasters with one pickup. I find it really interesting because I like the bridge pickup so much lately. I was thinking, oh, I could get a Tele with one pickup and that would be really simple, And that's for another day. But yeah, a thin line Tele like that could be really cool. Lee's here. Sorry, I'm busy at work. Lee, I just saw something on here that you should get. Let me see if I can see it again. It was on that Martin one. Is it still here? I think I lost it now. Hang on, I can find it. Hang on. I thought you might like this from Rosanna. Hang on. This is it. Yeah. I think Lee would like this, Rosanna. Look, check this out. There we go. When I showed that, did you think that was a real guitar? And then you scroll down. Oh, there's a big hole in the guitar. It's Relic. So it's kind of flat too. Sounds a bit flat. So maybe Lee, maybe this is your next guitar right there. What do you think? All right. Good to see you, my friend. And the Riviera, yes. What a collection, yes. It doesn't have one. Oh, you told me. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I put in my video maybe as part of the relicking. I knew they wouldn't relic that. So who did it? Was it Gibson or was it Sweetwater? Because the thing now, I think it's too much. Gibson inspect, they do. So Gibson now sell directly. So they do inspect guitars fully now before they ship them out anyway to customers. And then before they ship to a dealer, I believe they check them because my guitar had a check card in it. So they're checking it. So basically they're making the guitar. Everything's perfect. I mean, maybe mine was dinged when they made it. Who knows? But basically they're making the guitar. Someone is then checking it all off on the checklist. And then they're shipping it to Sweetwater. And then someone at Sweetwater is opening the guitar, checking it all off on the checklist. And these guitars now are going through so many hands that I wouldn't be able to call up Sweetwater and say, you dinged my guitar anyway. So I think it's almost too much now, all this kind of checking. You know, checking of the guitars that you buy. Like, can't the company just make it, check it over, and ship it out to the dealer and they send it on? I think it should be more streamlined. I hate to say this, but I almost like the way Gibson are now selling directly. I mean, you don't get the photograph. That's the problem. You don't get the photographs. So I guess you can't have it always, right? You can't have photographs and the weight of the guitar you're going to buy and not have it go through a few people's hands at Sweetwater in order to see it. You can't have it both ways. And it's rare that I do get one that has a mark on it. And to be fair, I've had other guitars come from other places with marks on them as well. I know they would. And I have to tell myself, Aaron, don't worry about it. The guitar is all aged anyway. But, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. I love the slim neck. Yes, I agree. So I kept it. I do play them both. I think you get the buying price back if you plan to. Yeah, I think if we ever sell them, we'll get our money back. If people weren't scalping them so much, we might, might make some money. Then again, the scalpers are probably setting the prices higher, right? So if people are selling them for more money, they're going to get the prices up. But then when we go to sell them, more people are selling them. So it's all kind of evens itself out, I suppose. Jim, thank you, Jim. How you doing? Let me show that up here. Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate that. Let me give you one of these. Actually, I don't think my sound's working. No, I don't think they are. I know why. Let me see what I've done here. System audio. Oh, don't worry. I'll do it from over here. I have to give you something. Should I give you a round of applause? Yeah. I'll take that. I just want to tell you, I appreciate the channel and your responses on questions I've asked. Thank you. I appreciate you appreciating it. You've helped me a bunch in my PRX1. Now I want a 355. Thanks for great content. Yeah, you're welcome. I try to reply. You know, it's hard, but I try to reply to all the comments as best that I can, you know. So I'm always, every day I'll open up the app and look at the comments just to see what people are saying, make sure there's nothing I need to remove, like any spam comments. And if I get a question, I try to reply. I've actually got one I need to reply to as well when we're done here from the other day. But that's great. So I'm happy to help. Also, I have done in the past some private lessons. I do private lessons now. I've got a guitar student, and I've done some lessons on how to loop, how to set up gear and stuff. So if you ever buy something like a Helix or a Kemper or a new tuner or something that you know I've reviewed and you want like a lesson in it, then I can do those as well, like hour-long sessions obviously for a fee. But yeah, I do that too these days because it's great because I have this camera. So like with my guitar student, it's really cool because I have a camera on my guitar, a camera on my face, he's on the screen, and then when I finish the lesson, I send him the file. So he can actually watch it back again, and he can use that he can use it forever and go back through what we were doing. So I like that. It's not the same as being in person, but the fact that you can watch the video back again of what you learned in a lesson, I think is really valuable. I think that's really cool. Oh, you have the, okay. You have the Riviera and the Union Jack Supernova. And the Union Jack Riviera. Hang on. The Riviera, yeah, the one that just came out. The Union Jack Supernova. Okay, it's there was a blue one and the Union Jack one. And you got the Union Jack Riviera from Epiphone. Hang on, what's that? So the Riviera just came out, right? The one I showed. The Union Jack Supernova is the one that came out in the 90s with the Union Jack on it. There was a blue one and then the Union Jack one. What is the Union Jack Riviera? What's that? Tell me what that is. This is awesome. You are more of a nerd than me. I love it. 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 It's so cool. But I think I might be able to beat you in my video coming out. We'll see. I got some Oh, I got to tell you my story. You're going to love the story I have. I asked you if you want me to tell the story early or not. You're going to absolutely love it, my friend, the story I have. You're going to laugh so hard when I tell you this story. This is awesome. Okay, so Staley says I can't handle 11s on an acoustic, running 13s. So you see, I get that on the Dreadnought because the Dreadnought can handle the 13s. I do get it, but the reason I went to the 11s is that I'm playing this week. I'm playing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? I'm just thinking in my fingers. It was funny last week because someone mentioned last week that my nails were too long, and they were. And I cut them the next day a little bit because I told you if you cut them too short, they can get really sore where the skin is. And that's exactly what happened because I was then playing that, next few days, my fingers got really sore and I wish I hadn't cut them. It's such a fine line when you cut the nails on the left hand when you're fretting the chords. But the 11s feel too slinky to me, like 9s feel too slinky on a Fender. Or I keep saying Fender, on that, on a long scale electric guitar. But they are easier to play. So I'm going to try it this week just to see if they're easier to play on these long gigs. Just to see, just to try it out. But I think they're going to be too slinky feeling for me. But we'll see, we'll see. Poo Ninja. That's so funny. I was watching. So Poo Ninja is in all of the chats all of the time, which is awesome. That's why I sometimes joke that Poo Ninja is more than one person. But the funny thing is I was watching Pete Thorne live from the Guitar Summit thing on Sunday. And this is like a live event with an audience, but he's broadcasting it on his YouTube channel. And the guy with him suddenly says, we have a question from a Poo Ninja. It's so funny. Mark, how you doing? I like the uniqueness, but it's weird to see now when the $3,000 Martin does not have all black ebony. Yeah, I feel bad saying I don't like it because it is the environment we're talking about, and more companies are using the Street. It started with Taylor, and now we're seeing it with PRS and everybody, because Fender, everybody. But I guess it's to do with what we get used to. I'm used to the pure black ebony fretboard. I'm just used to that, so I find it hard to adjust. But it can look good. It can look good. It depends on the pattern of it. And that's why I need somewhere like a website to buy from, like Sweetwater, Reverb. I need to see the guitar. I need to see the pattern that I'm looking at. I need to see the guitar, definitely. Oh, here we go. I purchased a Street Ebony Breedlove American Series back in 2012. But they were using Street Ebony back then. Yeah, for me, it's just I'm used to seeing a Martin as the black fretboard. But over the years, I've had a couple of Martins where I get the guitar, I restring it, and at the time I wipe over the fretboard with a slightly damp cloth just to make sure it's all clean for me, and it goes black. Or even without damping it, it goes black. And you realize, oh, they're staining the fretboard. That doesn't really look good either, does it? It's like, why is all the color coming off my guitar? That doesn't really look good. But the actual fretboard does look good, and it doesn't seem to come off over the years. So yeah, the new fretboards from the Martins are really out there. They're like way out there. But I think it will become the norm. That's what's going to happen. But I just feel like if I see one now without the streaking, it's like, well, if I know someone looking for one, then they should buy that one, because it's going to be really hard to find one without it, you know? I'm just trying to see if I can see any more. There's definitely more guitars around these days, which is great if you're buying and not great if you are trying to sell right now. Yeah, look, they've got 4 OMs here with pickups. So you see, let's check these out quickly. So look, we can compare all 4 of them. So straight away you can see, right, these ones here have the streaking there. Let's do a full picture. So there's a line here. I wouldn't really want that. There's a patch here. I wouldn't really want that. This one looks like it's uniform. Is that the right word to use? Uniform? Let me see. You see, so again, if I was looking for an OM28 right now, so what I used to do is I used to look at the pickguard pattern. I know, fussy. I used to look at the bear claw. There's no bear claw. And I never looked at the fretboard. The fretboard was always all the same, but now they're not. So now I look at everything. The fretboard, the pickguard, and the body, the top, and the back and sides as well. This is a really clean one. This is really nice. So if I was shopping today, I would really want to get this guitar. Because look, it's got that. And I presume they haven't dyed it like they used to. I presume it's just a clean piece of wood. Again, not taking anything away from the fretboards. If I know we need to use what we need to use. I do get that. We need to use up what we have. We can't just throw stuff away. I do agree, but I'm just saying, if I was shopping today, I would be looking for that as a customer. And yeah, see, that's really pretty good too, isn't it? Then I look at the top and the pickguard. Yeah, so these look nice. So again, that's why it's important to have the photographs, I think. That's why. If I'm spending that kind of money, how much are these now? See, $3,800. Almost with tax, it's over $4,000. And getting close to $4,000. I agree, the Riviera is great for the price and with the case. It looks great, yep. Tell me another question. I know this is like a private session though, but the pickup selector switch on your Riviera, does it go straight down and straight up, or does it go to the left? So as you push it down, does it go straight down, slightly to the left, or slightly to the right? I had that question as well. Do not sell your Fender. My plan, I think I returned that John Mayer. I'm going to look for a mint John Mayer Fender Strat. And I think that might be my Fender. I think I might have that, this 355, and a telly of some kind from maybe Sir or someone. I might go down to 3, but this is all speculation at the moment. I'm currently trying to sell some guitars first. I did keep, yeah. I have 2 Authentics now. I have the D28 and I have the 0028. And that kind of covers me for my Martins. I just bought a CEO 7. I know you don't like it. No, I had one for a while. I had one and I wasn't really using it. So when we locked down, I sold it because I got my money back when I sold it because they were rare. No one had them at the time. So that's why I sold it on. I like it. The only thing I didn't like about it was the tuners. I thought the tuners felt a bit weird. You can change them though. But it's a great sounding guitar. Because it's mahogany, it's light, it's small. That's like the ultimate couch guitar. No, I really like that guitar. Life is short. We're only caretakers for the guitars. Might as well enjoy it while we're here. I agree. I mean, you got to be careful. It's very easy these days just to... There's so many things thrown at us every day. Every day is a new release, a new thing out. At the end of the day, a lot of this stuff is just the same stuff repackaged and sold again. You know, people are always throwing credit cards at us and stuff like that. Finance thing. You do have to be... I will put that out there today. You have to be careful. That's why I'm currently selling loads of stuff. Because I don't want to have this on my credit card, right? Gig and homeowners is not the same insurance. Check your policy. And he's out. Like that, he's out to go and sell some home insurance. No, I wasn't saying it was. You definitely have to have insurance on the instruments themselves, for sure. The Esquire, yeah. Yeah, I like those. I think they're cool. Now I can think about his legal neck. Don't leave us hanging. Is it part of the right process or not? He told us that he doesn't. His doesn't have one. Darn it. But trust me, if you felt the back of the neck, that's the least of your worries. You're not even going to feel it because the back of the neck is all like rough paint anyway, so it's fine. I'm more fussy about that stuff. Like if it's a brand new, clean, perfect instrument and it arrives with that in the neck, then I'm kind of annoyed because it's really going to stand out, right? But on this guitar where the neck is all like flaky paint and stuff, you're not even going to tell. It'd be kind of a weird thing to say I'm upset about that when the back of the neck is all peeling paint anyway. So, I like the CO7s I've seen, but I would want to spend more time with one. Yeah, they're great smaller guitars. Very airy sounding, very loud for the size. But I do like them. It's Martin's Gibson. Excuse me. What does Chris say? It's Martin's copy of a Gibson copying a Martin. That's what he said once. I'm sure. Guitar and beer. Perfect for him. Okay, stop. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't hear about the ding anymore. That's the problem with YouTube and the internet. You learn too much. Lee already has one. Oh, okay. Oh, so the expert ones have the truss rod, right? So, okay, so why didn't he buy one? That's the real question. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate the support. Businesses use that checking it out as a service to entice the customer to spend. Oh, use that. What do you mean when you order online? Yeah, but it's good that we can. Jim Waller, hook Aaron up. He has a new mouth to feed. I do. You mean the guitar? You know what the real problem with guitars is now we've got the winter coming up, the humidifying. That's a drag. Yeah, I have my desktop audio turned off and I don't know why. That's fine. These ones work, right? You heard that, right? Yeah, I saw it. John said mine doesn't have a streaky neck and it's more orange than red. Got a question about a mix-up. Please put the cue for the question, all right? So I know to come back. Because what I like to do is I go through all the comments and then I come at the end and I search for the cue. And if there's any cues, I then answer them. So please put a cue if you've got a question. Inma, I see you put one there. Please retype it with a cue because I'm going to come back at the end. And if I don't see the cues, I might miss it. So that's why I do that. In fact, that's my fault. I didn't pin the message, did I? I'll do that now. Well, it's crazy today. We got like people cutting the grass and planes and drills. Life in the apartment, I guess. More than I got. So now I'm behind the chat. I'm not sure what you're saying. Oh, Matthew, how you doing? Did I get the app fixed on the phone? I did. I love that app. So what I did was, it was really weird, and in fact, I'm still having an ongoing issue. So I installed the app, the Kemper app. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, there's now a phone app. It's one of the reasons I wanted the Kemper stage again, is because they have an iPad app and an iPhone app, and I think that's so cool. Whoa. Shut up. I think that's so cool. So what happened was I couldn't connect directly to the Kemper because it was trying to get through the LTE. So I had to turn off my cellular network on the phone in order to connect directly from the Wi-Fi to the Kemper. And that worked. Kemper couldn't help me with that. But what I've done now is I've connected the Kemper to the router directly. So if I'm on my home internet now, I can connect to it. And that's actually better because I can just jump on without losing connection to the internet. So I think that's a good thing. I really like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinstall my phone this week with a new operating system that just came out. And then I'm going to try again to see if there's a reason why it didn't work. But even Kemper, they didn't know. They were blaming my phone. I'm like, well, I haven't done anything. I know what I'm doing. So the answer to that is kind of, Matthew. Kind of. Although I've got to say it's better to use it on the iPad anyway, because it's a bigger screen, better interface. So I don't think I'll use my phone with it that much, but it's nice to have the option. And I can make it work, but I have to do a workaround. I have to put it into airplane mode, basically, to get onto the app and then turn that off again. Spammers, I did not see, Poo Ninja, because Rosanna's doing a good job of getting rid of them for me. Dr. McFarlane needs a lot of help. So I hear. I've heard that lately as well. Sorry, it's a Sheraton. Union Jack Sheraton. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure. So you've got a Union Jack you've got a Union Jack Epiphone and a Union Jack Sheraton. I have to look them up. I'm not sure. Yeah, I saw that. He says that a lot, doesn't he? I guess he wishes that he'd gone home more often. I just want the sound aesthetic. The wood is irrelevant to me. Yeah, what with the streaky ebony. Good point. John, maybe they do now. I'm not sure. Maybe they do. Reverend, they're okay. It's, you know how I feel about Reverend. They're good, but it's not not really what I want. I think I want. I know I want, but I'm going to wait and look around a bit more. And I've already got enough guitars that are good anyway. To be fair. I thought you went already, Pooh. Now you've really got to go and take a call. Jim, thank you. You did it again? Was that a mistake? No, I appreciate it. Here you go. Switch on the Riviera is slightly off to the right. Okay, good to know. Thank you. So as you're looking down and press the switch down, it goes to like 1 o'clock, right? Away from you to the right, like 1 o'clock. It doesn't go straight down, because on my 355 it goes straight down, and then I feel like it should go down and to the right on the Epiphone. Oh, I don't know. Maybe yeah. I need to adjust it, I think. Okay, so. Oh, he said it played and sounded great, but he originally went to look for an OM. Yeah, that's the thing with the store. Like, there shouldn't be dings in the neck. That's what I was saying about the 355. There should never be any dings in the neck of a guitar. That implies to me that someone's done it in the store. But I think it's crazy because none of my guitars, knock on wood, have a ding in the neck. It's very easy to do it, and I'll probably do it now I've said that. But that's the problem. Like a guitar store, everyone's picking them up and playing them all the time. They can get dinged easily, and if you can feel it, it's not good. You can kind of steam them out with an iron if you want to, but you shouldn't have to do that on a new guitar. What OM was he looking for, though? The Authentic or a Standard Series? That's my question. All right, so here's a question. Okay, so just before I do your question, Jim, so just to finish on that topic, does your switch on both the Riviera and the 355, are they both exactly the same? They go down and to the right towards like 1 o'clock? Both exactly the same? Because on my 355, the switch goes straight down, I think. I've forgotten now. But yeah, let me know if they're exactly the same. I'd appreciate it. All right, now I've got a question from Jim. Are you still happy with your PRX1? How much effects are you using? I like what the Play Acoustic does for vocals and guitar, so flat seems enough. Any mix advice? So Jim, are you using the Play Acoustic with the PRX1? because my answer to your question is I'm not using the effects at all. I'm kind of glad that they're there, and I think one day I might need to use them, and that's really nice. Let's say for example, someone wants to sing with me, because quite often lately someone wants to sing shallow with me. So it'd be nice just to plug a mic into input 2 and quickly load up some effects and some sounds for them, maybe a preset, and just give them the mic and have them sing along with the reverb. That's not really essential, but it'd be nice to have that option. Or let's say I'm in a place and there's some kind of some problem. It'd be nice to take the app and go in there and dial some problems out if I needed to. But I haven't done that yet. And so it's funny, isn't it? The thing I love about the PRX1 and those new JBLs the most when they first told me about them is the app and the control that it gives you, but I don't really use it. But I think that's because, to be fair, I use the Play Acoustic. Actually, now I use the Voice Live 3 Extreme, so that has a lot of tweakability in it anyway. So I'm fine with just plugging that straight into input 1 of the PRX1. I don't really need any more. But I think it's nice to know that that other stuff is there if I do need it for some reason. But I haven't needed it yet. And for me, it's just another thing to worry about. You get to a gig, you plug in the Voice Live 3 Extreme, and then I don't really get as far as to think, okay, let's go in there and tweak it at a gig. I usually do my tweaking at home. And you can't really tweak at home because at home is different to being in that room, isn't it? All rooms make things sound different. Okay, cool. So the 355 is straight down and the Riviera is way to the right. Okay, because the one I have, it goes down to the left. So I need to adjust it and I'm scared I'm going to scratch it. Yeah, so the Play Acoustic, actually, just show you what I'm talking about here, again, in case you don't know. So this is the pedal that I used for 10 years. It's really great. It will work great with the PRX1. And one problem I do have with the PRX1, Jim. One problem I do have, I just want to read this one. He's never played an OM, wow. Wants to see if he likes the feel. I think he wants an OM42 custom with Addy and Cocobolo. Okay, that would be nice. Or just an OM42 would be nice as well. Standard series. I like the bling myself. It really puts the price up. Isn't it crazy? Like an OM28. In fact, let me just... I'm sorry, Jim. I'll answer you in 1 second. I just want to look at this up. I just saw something. The OM28s now are 3,400, so they have gone up, obviously, this year. But 3,400 versus the 42 is 6,400. Wow. And they are essentially the same guitar, apart from the black ebony and the inlay. I do think the 42s have a slightly brighter area sound that I like from my experience with them. They have a different decal on the headstock as well, but you're essentially getting the same guitar. They have some binding too, which I'm not a big fan of, but white binding. But it's essentially, if you break it down, it is a dressed up 28. So you have to really want to spend that extra few grand to have the look of the 42, to spend that money. I still think the OM28 is the best way for most people to go, because the OM28, even at these new prices this year, is just a great guitar for the money, I think. Yeah. Anyway, let me get back to Jim's question. So the Play Acoustic, that's what I used for many years. Great for the size. I switched a few months ago to the Voice Live 3 Extreme so I could use other features on it, like the recording and stuff like that. So that's what I'm using now. It's basically the same thing, but it's got more features on it. I really like it. I've been recording some of the shows too. My plan is to record the shows and then pick out, if I do a song that I think went well, to take it out and put it on the channel as a cover, like Song of the Week or something, to do something like that. So I like the Voice Live 3 Extreme. But your question was exactly what I'm doing. Okay, I have loved the out-of-the-box sound to Play Acoustic, and those two work well. More may not be better if I tweak too much. That's the thing, you can tweak too much. The reason I like the Play Acoustic is you can set the vocal tone to say normal, and it will actually do adaptive EQ and compression and things for you. And then for the guitar EQ, there is a guitar EQ in the Play Acoustic as well. That should be enough. And there's a notch. In fact, my Voice Live 3 Extreme doesn't have that notch or the low cut, the high pass filter. So with the high pass filter, the notch, the EQ, the auto vocal EQ, and maybe the preamp on your acoustic guitar, you shouldn't need much more than that. But it is nice to have the stuff in the PRX1, like I said, in case you need further tweaking or in case you want to have people join you that don't have a pedal. But for me, having everything in the pedal and just plug it straight in is a great way to go. I really like it for that. So Jim has an OM35 custom. I need to play it more. That's nice. You don't use that for the gigs. What guitar do you use for the gigs, Jim? Yeah, I thought about it. You know, what I do is I have it right here, actually. Where is it? This one. So the thing I like the most about the Voice Live 3 Extreme is that I can plug this. Look how small that is. This is a little tiny, that's a USB stick, right? So I can plug this into the back of the Voice Live 3 Extreme and it will record. I can hit record. It records, I think it goes to like 2 hours and it stops, but still 2 hours of the gig. When I get home, I can put this into my iPad straight with an adapter straight into the iPad, open it in VLC. The volume's a little bit quiet, so I open VLC and add some gain in there. And I can sit and listen my AirPods to the gig. And if there's a song that I'm thinking in the future, if there's a song that I'm really happy with, I could take that. At the moment, I'm using that to tweak the sound. I'm listening back and thinking, are my vocals loud enough? How's the guitar tone? Am I happy with it? Am I making mistakes? Do I need to practice one of the songs? Really valuable for that. So I'm also thinking once I have tweaked all that to how I want it to be, I could then start posting songs during the week from a show. That might be cool. But yeah, Jim, what guitar do you use at these gigs? That'd be good to know. So I'm just going to put it out there just in case, like I said, in case anyone's interested. I'm selling some stuff right now. I'm in the USA. I'm going to be listing this tonight. So just in case you're in the USA and you're looking for one of these are all mint as new pedals, all right? Just like brand new. This is what I'm selling. I am selling a TC Electronic Rush booster. It's just basically a volume clean boost. Look it up online, Rush booster. I want it because it is big, but it's quite a big pedal for what it does. So the Rush booster, TC Electronic. I'm selling a JHS Sweet T. It's a dual distortion, so it's got two distortions in one. I'm selling an MXR Timmy mini pedal, Super Clean mini clean boost pedal. Super Clean is by Exotic, very good pedal. I'm selling a Starlight Universal Audio delay pedal and a Golden Reverb, which is one of the most favorite reverb pedals on YouTube last year. The UA Golden Reverb pedal. I'm selling a rare boost delay pedal from Tech 21, which is a delay and level boost in one pedal, which I bought for a certain board that I never ended up doing. I'm selling a Tube Screamer Mini, Ibanez. I'm selling a mini booster pedal, Granith Grey. I'm selling that because I got two of them. I'm selling a Moore, a Fender amp, basically a little amp in a pedal. Actually, I might not sell that, but at the moment I'm selling that. It's the 006. It's basically like a little amp sim in a pedal. Selling that. I'm selling a JHS Pack Rat distortion pedal. I'm selling a Greer Amps Lightspeed pedal, organic overdrive. They're very sought after. And I'm selling an Atomic Amplifier Box 2 pedal. And all these pedals are not gigged. I bought them all during the lockdown for a board I was making and for videos at different times. They're basically all completely as new. And I think they all have the boxes as well. So if you're looking for those right now and you're in the USA, send me an email. Say hi at aaronshortmusic.com and just buy it from me. Because if not, don't worry, if not, I'm going to put them on Reverb. But there we go. I thought I'd do that. I might as well put that out there now, right? That I'm selling those. Just in case you are looking for one right now and I can sell it to you. All right. So that was my little sponsored ad there from myself. Dr. McFarlane says, I love sweet tea. Now, do you mean the pedal or do you mean the drink? I think you mean the drink. And I think you've been drinking it. So, Jim plays a 94 Taylor 810. 94. So what pickup does that have? Does it have the original expression system? Or does it have like an undersaddle pickup? I love this guitar. Also have a 72 D35. That's cool. It's incredible and get some gig use. Yeah, what pickups are you using in them? And I have a feeling that the 94 Taylor I would like more than the current Taylors because they changed the bracing, right? Changed the bracing on them. So let me know, because at the end of the day, when you play acoustic guitar, all you hear is the pickup, right? I was watching Tenacious D last night. They did a live stream. Oh, I had a message from the doc. Okay, I'll get back to you when I finish the stream, doc. I haven't even thought about that yet. I was going to sit and list them all tonight, but obviously I'll do you a good deal since we're doing it direct. So Hippie is here. I watched your show last night, Hippie. I said to Hippie, do you have a new camera? I said that because I haven't seen him lately, and the streams always, I saw so many streams where he had the old setup, and he's changed the setup now, so it confused me. But yeah, I'm sorry, I got distracted. I was watching Tenacious D, and they had what looked like very nice custom Martin guitars, but all I could hear was that undersaddle pickup. And I thought to myself, well, first of all, I thought that's fine because they're in a big rock band. It actually cuts through quite nicely. And then I thought to myself, how come Tenacious D don't care about their acoustic tone when they're playing worldwide venues on tours, and yet I care when I'm playing Down the Dog and Duck? I don't know what's wrong with me. Watch RD King on YouTube. You want to hear an amazing D35. Yeah, the one I played is actually, I did a review of the Soulmate acoustic. That's another pedal I'm selling, a Soulmate acoustic. I did a review of that a long time ago, and I'll show you quickly. I'll show you the guitar. That was the D35. It had the ultratonic pickup in there. Look, back. This is back in my younger days. This is back in my younger days here. Let me just see. How do I show you this one? Oh, don't know how to do it. I'll drop a link in the chat. I can't share the screen. So this video here, if you check that out later on, that was that D35, and it wasn't that it had a pickup in there that was changing it or anything. It was just, I don't know. It just didn't. I don't know. It sounded very close. It might have needed more time to open up. That's a possibility. But I'm just looking at that picture. There's a few funny things about that picture. I look a lot thinner, and there's not a rack of guitars on the wall. There's actually a couch where someone could potentially stay over with us overnight. And yeah, now you cannot stay with us anymore because you'd have to sleep on a guitar case. I hate to say. So what pickup do you have, Jim? No undersaddle, and I have a second. Oh, using K&K. Yeah, K&K, I don't know. I want to like it, but I never really had much luck with that. It's been the same with the Lyric. That Lyric pickup sounds so good with headphones, but when I try to use it in this room, I really struggle with it. I have to really notch out a bunch of frequencies, which is okay. It's okay, but I'm just sort of scared at a gig it might be a problem. I have a bunch of Taylors with the ES2, and I'm not always happy with the sound. Yeah, I think the ES2 actually, the new ES2 latest ones, they sound pretty natural, and yet there's something about them I don't like. And I always find that the high E is a bit weak as well, in my opinion. Although that can happen with lots of systems, but because the string itself is quite a thinner string, isn't it? Some D35s, in my opinion, do sound closed, and you have to pick the right one. Yeah, I mean, or any guitar can sound like that. But I noticed that maybe it needed more playtime. It was a brand new guitar. But I do take note of these things. You know, all guitars can vary, but I try to take note of what I like and what I don't. You know. But yeah, certainly all guitars are very different. All right, so I did have a question. Are you still here? Let me see. Let me just see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. No, I can't. I tell you what. If you asked me a question earlier about mixers, type it again. I'll answer it. But I like I said, please put a Q. It is my fault I didn't pin that post, but put a Q there if you've got a question, and I'll do it. So if you want to type it now, I'll happily answer it before I go. Let me just put that here so you see it. I'm not sure if you're still here or not. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But yeah, so that's basically what I've been up to. And so I returned the dinged up John Mayer to Guitar Center, and they agreed to give me the shipping back. Normally they don't give you the shipping back, but I said it was not listed as advertised, so they gave me the shipping back as well. That was really cool. That was good. And I tell you what, I'm really happy with the Kemper. Really, really happy. So happy that, I mean, look, honestly, I'm selling a lot of stuff now because I bought these new guitars, but also, and the other reason is I want space as well. I want more space here. But the other thing is that Kemper is so good with the Kemper cabinet that I really honestly do believe that it will replace a lot of the stuff I'm using. I'm going to keep this amp you can see here, this one here. I'm going to keep this because that is a, well, I bought it when it was, looks like the Kemper's floating on the top. I bought that before they did the price increase, and it's a 100-watt tube amp with 3 channels and loads of MIDI stuff and everything. So I think that will be my tube amp. If I ever think, look, I want to go out with a tube amp tonight and really crank up an amp, that will be the one with the 100-watt headroom and the 2 cabinets. Most likely I'll use it at home on those days where I think, I want a tube amp again. I'm missing out by having a Kemper. So then I can use the tube amp just to check in with myself and make sure, actually, no, the Kemper sounds fine. I know it sounds crazy, but, you know, and also for the channel, if I'm testing a pedal or something, I can use the actual amp. So I want to have that amp. And then I honestly believe the Kemper and the Kemper cab will be so good for gigs because it's so easy to plug it into front of house. It sounds so good through the cabinet. I think when I tried the cabinet before, I did something wrong. You have to go in and change the emulations in the cabinet a certain way. Maybe I didn't do that last time, but I found a speaker emulation now that I love. Also, it really helped last week when I went live and people said that the amp sounds really good. What is that? And I said, well, it's a Kemper. People with really high tastes, standards of taste were saying that to me, that I value their opinion. So that really helps me as well. It's one reason why I make videos. So I get people's like, well, what do you think of this sound? Oh, it sounds good. Oh, I don't like it. So I get that as well. But the Kemper really is great. And I've been using it every day. Whereas with the Quad Cortex, it just sat up there. I never really used it. Yes, it sounds good. I was really happy with the tones when I did use it. But because it didn't have the cabinet with it, and because it was missing so many basic features that I use like in the Kemper, I didn't turn it on. So it was a really smart move, I think, to sell the Quad Cortex and get that Kemper stage. Because the difference is a Quad Cortex for a Kemper stage and a powered cabinet. That's what I got for the difference. So I think it worked out really well, and I really like the versatility of it. And I really like the sound of it as well. I also got a little box for it so it can plug into the Apollo Twin. Apollo Twin's been great. So that's going in there digitally with an SP diff cable in stereo. So that sounds really good too. It's really simple. It's really great. Great. The way it works with the gear I already have is really great. So I think I might sell my small Mesa amp and maybe the Fender Princeton. I think I'm going to do it. And then I think I'm going to commit to that Kemper. And I think I will check out things like the Quad Cortex in the future, but I want to wait for them to make it really attractive. I want them to add these features that I definitely need. Because I personally find I might think to myself, well, it's all right. They'll add it one day. I can work around it, but then I don't. I just don't use the product, and that's not good. So I think I'm actually considering making more Kemper videos again, because I did some videos on Kemper stage years ago when I had one, and they were really well received. I know it had just been released and people want help with it, but I think I'm going to do some videos talking about why I think it's still a great product all these years later, even though it's kind of old now, and why I find it more useful than the Quad Cortex and things like that. I think it'll be interesting, and do some more sound samples and things like that. But I gotta say, if you're looking for like an electric guitar rig, what you should do is look for a used Kemper stage and then get the Kemper cabinet if you need that as well. If you want like an amplifier, it's so much value there because you get all the effects, all the amp sounds, and then it's got an editor, it's got an iPhone editor, it's got an iPad editor. It's such a great ecosystem now because it's old. Right, so sometimes the old stuff is better because it's old, and yet everyone says, I want to wait for that new one because that one's old. I want to get a brand new one. Yeah, but the brand new ones are never finished. You have to wait years, and they might never finish them. So that's my little rant about that. All right, it looks like the person left that asked the question, so feel free to ask me next week. And yeah, put the cue there next week. I'll do it next week. Thank you, Staley. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just honestly think I'm really fussy with this stuff. I really think I did some comparisons. The Kemper cab and the Kemper stage sound really close to the amp that I compared them to, if not the same. But then it also gives you the line out, the tuner, all the effects, chorus, phaser, looper, and then the way you adjust the tones. I've now figured out a really good way to do it. You just use this definition control. So you just find amp sounds that are already made that you like, and then you just turn the definition control until you get the tone that you like. It's just like a master tone, basically. And then you're there. And it sounds really good. So I'm really, it gives me the amp tone that I felt I was missing with like the Helix and the other ones. The quad cortex gave me that feeling too. But then what do you plug it into? They don't make a Kemper cab. For me, that Kemper cab is a real missing link in the chain there. So the Kemper with the Kemper cab and the app on your iPad on the mic stand, that's killer. Because the Helix has the power cab, but I didn't like it that much. And then the Helix doesn't have an editor on an iPad. So Kemper are smart because they're using old technology, but they're making it really user-friendly, and they're making it great for working musicians. They're giving working musicians like, okay, I got my box. Now, how do I monitor myself? Well, here's a Kemper cab if you want it. Okay, great. How do I make changes? Well, you can use the controls on the pedal. Yeah, but I'm standing up and walking around the room testing my sound. Well, you can use the editor. Well, how can I play and listen at the same time? Well, there's a looper built in. You just hit record anytime it loops. Oh, okay, great. So you record a loop, you walk around, you make your tweaks, you're done. You go and play the gig. The others don't. The others do forms of that, but they haven't got that kind of streamlined, user-friendly process. For me, not for everyone, but the way that I would sound check at a gig is just that. I'd have the cab on the ground, I'd run the sound to the PA, I'd make a loop, I'd walk out the front, make the adjustments without playing the guitar, and then start the gig. And if I need to make a change, I can use the iPad app to make a change rather than get down on the floor to change the sound on the floor. So I don't know. I'm really impressed. And they didn't have those things until the last couple of years. They didn't have an editor at all until a few years ago. They released the desktop editor, then suddenly we got the iPad editor, and then we got the iPhone editor. So we went from no editors, to be fair. Okay, that's part of the argument. They didn't have these either. But what are you going to do? Buy the quad cortex because they might have it one day, or buy what you could have today, which is the Kemper with all the editors and the cab all ready to go. So my thing is, if Neural do release a cab and a desktop editor next year, maybe I'll sell the Kemper and get that when they release those things. But I learned a big lesson from the quad cortex because it just sat there gathering dust because I couldn't plug it into something. I couldn't use an editor. It just sat up there. I had to keep like reaching up and using the touchscreen. It wasn't intuitive. So I think like for me, like I wanted to have it. I wanted to get it on the channel, review it, of course. But if you're really being sensible about this stuff, buy the old thing used and use it as long as you can while it's while it's ripe. And then once the new ones get all these updates, then get one of those and maybe get a used one of those. Or even if you get a new one, at least you're getting something that's been fleshed out and is ready to go, rather than standing at the gig and thinking, why isn't there a hybrid mode here? It's been 2 years. I spent $2,000 and there's no hybrid mode. Well, meanwhile, my friend has a Kemper. They've got hybrid mode, iPad app, iPhone app, Kemper cabinet, all the ways of controlling things, all these updated effects. Yeah, so that's my advice to you. Don't bother if you're an acoustic player. The reason I say this is if you're an acoustic player and you're thinking now I want to get into electric, don't even bother really with like pedal boards and tube amps and things, get something like a Kemper stage all in one box, get some really good in-ears like mine, and just do that. And then if you want to play out, get a Kemper cab and have an all-in-one kind of rig. And, you know, because the reality is I'm selling a lot of pedals this week because I don't use them. I thought I'd be making pedal boards and things, but I always go for what's convenient, which is the Kemper. And those effects sound as good anyway, in my opinion. So why would I bother with individual pedals? So I hope that helps. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to call it a day because I'm going to edit this video I did on Relic guitars. That should be up tonight or tomorrow. So I'll go and do that now. So look out for that. Subscribe and ring the bell if you're new. Watch out for any videos that come out. There's some stuff coming. So just make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on. And I'll see you probably tonight or tomorrow in a video and next week in a live stream, if not other times as well. Take care and be well. Thanks for joining me. I always appreciate it. It's fun to hang out. And even like today was awesome. The way randomly we had another owner of the 355. I didn't know it was going to even happen. So I love the randomness of this stuff is awesome. And to catch up with everyone and see what you're up to and take any questions. I love it. It's fun. All right. I'll see you next time. Take care. Be well. Thanks for the super chat. And thank you for moderating. I appreciate it. See you soon. Yeah. Thanks, Rosanna. Thanks for your help as always.
I'm not lost, but I'm not found. I'm not up, but I'm not